A real hot topic, Fred, and it's something that I've really been keen on since before 2007. I campaigned in the 2007 election on sorting out our sewerage issues. Unfortunately, the council at present is only just starting to talk about it. Only yesterday there was a meeting and they started to talk about sewerage, and I've been putting some emphasis on this with submissions and writing letters to the paper. And in answer to your question, I want to make sure that there's a plan in place. We have to action those plans. We have to look ahead to a budget. The sewerage issue going into our harbour is a problem, and we've got to stop it. We have to stop it. And it's only when during the dry weather we don't have a problem. We have a very good sewerage system. In the wet weather, it certainly proves that when we have rain, we've got infiltration and inflow into our system, and that's what we've got to properly focus on. We need the people of Whangarei to help us focus on that and keep up the pressure on our council now and in the future. So it is important to protect it. It's our food basket. I mean, people like their recreation on the harbour, and it's a real massive problem, and it's something that I really want to get my teeth into. And let's hope we can all work together on that.
How would you tackle the other pollution of industrial poisons that are contaminating the harbour, as we talked about the sewage? How, when you in council, as mayor, are going to tackle that problem of poisons going into our rivers and flowing into our harbour? How are you going to tackle that? How would you tackle that?
I think we've got to get the environmental team involved. And I mean, when you look around our harbour and riversides, there's real bad visual impacts. I mean, you've only got to cast your eyes around and have a look, and some of them really need to tidy up. We've got some businesses that are very, very responsible with their position next to our rivers and harbour. But I think our environmental team in council has to probably get more proactive. I mean, they've been very proactive in upgrading the health standards of our restaurants, and I think another thing now is to actually start to look and ensure that our businesses that reside near or close to or on the side of the water's edge have to make sure that there are policies in place that there's no pollutants going into our harbour and streams.
Ka pai, koe wena pātai e toru, ko te pātai tua whā, e pātai atu ki a koe. Pene o mahi nei, ki te hakamutu hoki ngā hoko whenua. Te taha nei o te wahapu nei, pene o konei, mai ahi pūpū rangi, whiti atu ki ngā whenua katoa hoki i tahana ki te taku taimoana. Pene anō ki te mamaitanga ia mātu o ngā hapu, e tangi au ana mo te whenua nei e rido atu ki te tahi atu, nā mātu te whenua. Ma te kaunihira we nei rā, e hoko haere anō ki te whenua. Kauni nei taku nei reo e roti te reo tūra. What are you to ensure to us as our hapus of Whangarei, and especially I talk about ours, the Parafo, when we have huge concerns and the sadness of lands being sold along our harbour here. As I remember once after talking of the old boys rugby club being sold, and the heartfelt pain we had for the whenua being sold and given was taken away in the old times from Public Works Acts, and then the Harbour Board Act had it, and it fell in the hands of council. To us, it's like a newborn child, a new mum and a newborn child, and the bond between the mother and child was there before baby was born, and then actual to feed from mum. Then all of a sudden forcibly separated, and the pain they both feel for one another as the pain grows from sadness, pain into anger, because that's how we feel. How would you ensure that no more lands will be sold if they don't want it? Give it back to our hapu, or would it benefit the community?
That's very interesting, Fred. I've had some pretty grave concerns about the sale of some of the ratepayers' properties, not council properties. These are our people's properties, and I think they have to look at their asset management. And I know some properties they've been selling off are not actually producing an income, and they're not viable. I can understand them seriously looking at that. But as for the properties alongside our waterways, to be honest, in my opinion, I would like to see them kept as green areas that everybody can enjoy. There's a number along the riverside of Hatia River now, and I know there's talks about putting apartments, etc. and that in. I think we really need to look at that, and I think the big thing we have to do is enter into consultation with our community and ask the community what they want. We have to ask and get a majority from the community what they want, and then we have to put a plan in and go from there. But as far as a lot of the properties on the riverside, I think it's very important to keep some nice green areas that we can all share and use and benefit from for our future generations.
Just going off on that, and I thank you for that part. There lies a little bit of a thing there with that. Would there be more consultation, or as put it, with the local hapu that were the original owners of this place? When we can talk into a bit more about.
Yeah, that's what you've got to do. You've got to get your basic infrastructure is the important things.
Yeah,
I mean, even
at Mayoral in the past, would there be more consultation from when you elected mayor for Whangarei? Would there be more consultation in that part?
Well, that's, Fred, awesome. I'm pleased you brought that up, because I've always been very, very critical of the lack of consultation, or should I say the genuineness of the consultation processes that we all go into with submissions. Half the time we feel that we're not being heard. That's something that I can ensure that I will want to do. If the people elect me as their mayor, I will be hopefully building a council around me that does genuinely want to listen to the people. That's what we're there to do, is to represent the people. We must listen to what their needs are. Everybody's needs are different, and we have to listen and go into consultation processes. You say there's been very little in the past. I believe you, because I've been to the council meetings and I've seen 5, 6 and 10 minute meetings for council business, and you can't discuss the real issues that face this town in those short times. And that's something that I really have been quite passionate about, and I will continue to do that.
Kia ora. Tēnā koe, Warren. I've only got 2 more left. I hope I don't want to ask too many, save some for others to ask. Going on about that part, consultation, I'd love to ask, and of course from our people's point of view, about, I know it's a very, very touchy subject, about human ash. The human ash that's been flown, put into our harbour and our streams, that from our point of view is another tapu. Regardless of being polluted in the northern harbour part over here, but other parts of the harbour becomes tapu. We can't touch that food source or swim near until that has become noa. What I'm asking, that would there be a process or of talking to, well, consultation as we call it, I suppose, about listening to different ones' views and better understanding what it means to everyone, the harbour, which is a big issue, but throwing human ash without consulting to local hapu, not just for the harbour but around the district too, as concerns are being raised more and more. And if Hokianga can do it, and they're able to seek advice and consult with the local hapus from Hokianga as well as the kaipara, can that be done for Whangarei as well? Because there's a need from our people's point of view to consult on that, or would council be willing to consult on that, because it's a huge issue. Hence we're saying it's a food basket, and we put human ash there, it becomes tapu in that sense.